Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the others great millstone. Ba'Shem Rachak Dash. My name is Jacoba from Plaintables Camp. This is, I put hell in, and that's the Inferni came up. All right, so basically, this is nowhere in the law. When you look up, they tricked you about hell. I name it that. Yeah, shut a wall. All right, first time this shows up is in Genesis 37 and 25. And his sons and all his daughters rose up from him, but he refused to be comforted. And he said, for I will go down into the grave unto my son mourning. Thus his father wept for him. I believe that's for Joseph, I believe. All right, and as you can see, it was translated as grave in English, right? So I clicked on, I think, grave. So it shows up as grave 31 times, hell 31 times, pit 3 times. All right, so look at another one. Translated in English as grave. Because hell, it just means like to cover or covering. The grave, to be hidden. All right. The earth, like the grave, cover, conceal. You can look the word up. You can go to a dictionary and then go to the etymology and all that for H-E-L-L. All right. And free yourself from the Greek mythology and everything. Just the actual words, H-E-L-L. We're looking at it here in the Hebrew and English. All right, so we got the wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot God. So if you're not, so basically how the anti-Christians would say, if you don't accept Jesus Christ, you're gonna go to hell. That's what they can say that means. Turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot God. But that's in direct contradiction to, let's look up Revelation, one of my favorite ones. I always use it. You gotta find new scriptures. We can just use the old ones. All right. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as a vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Strong's. And we're going to look up a keyword. Rule. That's what I'm looking for. Rule. G4165. Poimino. Poimaino. All right. To rule. To govern. To nourish, cherish one's body, supply requisites for the soul. All right. To feed, rule. All right. In this respect, it means to rule. Let's look at the root. So it goes back to herdsman. Okay, so it's guiding them to the, so you basically controlling them. All right, so it goes back to herdsman, parable of those who care and control others have committed themselves to whose precepts they follow. Yeah, so you're directing. So you're directing them. Presiding officer, manager, a director. All right. So they're going to be ruled with a rod of iron. All right. So let's look at the word. That's the word inflected. No, let's see. Revelation 2:27. Oh, does it do it here too? Yeah, it does it here too. Rule. We got poimony. Poimony. All right. So it means the rule, direct. Let's see what shows up. Herds. He shepherds. Guide, guiding. All right. He shall rule. All right. So that's in direct contradiction. Let's go back to hell. Grave. So it doesn't add up. So prophecy clearly tells you that they're going to be people that are going to be ruled over. So so if you don't accept Jesus Christ, you're not going to go to a subterranean pit where you're going to be getting ripped apart every single second of every single day for a trillion years times infinity plus infinity more. All right, don't make no damn sense. Genesis 44:29, and if ye take this also from me, and mischief befall him, ye shall bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to the grave. Yeah, it means death, to die. All right, that's all fire somewhere. Okay, Deuteronomy 32:22. For the fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell. And he shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. So hell means grave. Let's look it up. Hell. Let's free ourselves from the mythology and Catholicism. Hell. All right, it means to cover, hide. All right, as I was saying earlier, to cover, hide. And 900 before 900 Middle English. All right, so the word was in use when in the 14th, 15th, 16th century. All right, so when the English versions of the books came out, I believe in the 15th, 16th century. All right, hell could be used for grave. Let's look up. Let's see how they're using it. A place, a state of punishment of the wicked after death, the abode of evil and condemned spirits, Gehenna or Tartarus. All right, they get that from the Greco-Roman legends. Inferno. All right, but we talk about pure Hebrew. You don't get that because there's no law that says you're gonna go to Sha'wal or Sha'ol, however they say it. Let's see.
Strong's H 7585. Sheol, and second entry, Sheol.
Right, there's no law that says that you're gonna burn in hell. You're gonna burn in the grave. If you all right, it tells you what you're going to put on the congregation. You're going to be put to death. You're going to be stoned. You're going to be hung, burned. These are things these are the things that are in the laws. You'll see those things or variations thereof, but you'll never see in the law where it says where Moses went up to the mount, and he came down with the tablets and said, "You're going to burn in the grave for eternity times infinity, plus another 100 billion trillion years." All right. Now, the symbolism, all right, when it refers to certain things, yeah, it could be referring to fire. All right. It could be referring to torment. It could be referring to a torment for a long time, but to never end, like, and a soul is in there. It's just a spirit is in there, like, or your physical self is in there that can't die. That's not in the laws. That was never taught as a punishment. That was never, Moses never received that on the mountain. All right. I'm going to get you something in there. Let's see. Extreme degradation, sin. All right. Yes. Good. Yeah. Hell. Of the place of exile, figuratively. Extreme degradation and sin. Well, that's figurative too. Righteous not abandoned to it. All right. Meaning a grave. Wicked sent there for punishment. You could say that. All right. Because you're going to die and go to the grave. And if you're a heathen, you're going to go to hell figuratively, meaning you're going to be in torment, punishment, without praise or power. Hell, grave, like death. Those that wander out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. A place of no return. Yeah, the grave. Yeah, who Job said, who have returned from the dead. All right. But you got certain men that could actually raise men up from the dead when they get like technical. All right. Certain men that were given that gift, all right, with that power, but they still had to be allowed by the Father for the Israelite man to be a conduit. All right. So let's see if Moses brought back hell. Was that Numbers 25? Let's see if I'm right. No. Number 26. Was it Numbers or Deuteronomy? Oh, it's Exodus 25. Exodus 25. Offering a sanctuary. And Aaron spake unto Moses, and Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, that you bring me an offering of every man that giveth willingly with his heart. You shall take an offering. Let's see, this might not be it. Nope, it is it. The 40th verse. 25 and 40. And look that thou makest them after their pattern, which was shown thee in the mount. Did Moses receive the pattern of hell? He received the making of the menorah. Let's see. The table of shewbread, shittim wood, 2 cubits, and thou shalt overlay it with pure gold. All right. He received all these different patterns and vessels that were supposed to be created. All right. Let's see. Stone. Put that in there. Go down to Exodus 31. Exodus 28. Exodus 31:18. And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communicating with him upon the mount Sinai, 2 tablets of the testimony, tables of stone written with the finger of the power. All right. So within those tablets, all right, and within the oral law that was handed down, nowhere was it handed down that we were supposed to fear being banished to eternal inferno. All right, that we were going to burn forever and ever and ever. Now, what the scriptures does say, I think I read it earlier in Deuteronomy 32. Hell, I think it's the first time hell shows up. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32:22. For the fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn into the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and shall set on fire the foundations of the mountains. Yeah, so yeah, there's going to be America is going to be completely burnt up with fire. All right, but nowhere does it say that you're going to grab your soul and you're going to just stay there and burn forever. It's just not in there. All right. What else is this show? Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones the kings of the nations. Yeah, hell, meaning their death. They're in a low state. Let's see what's there. That's Isaiah 14. 75:85. Shot a wall. Shut a wall. Place of exile, extreme degradation and sin, without praise. All right. Yeah, without praise. A place of exile. All right. So the nations here, Isaiah 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged it. Oh, no, it's not. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming in destruction. Without praise of God, extreme degradation and sin, death, grave, pit. Inmates. Yeah, what inmates is going to be what the people that die, but you're not going to be burning forever and ever and tormenting and wailing and gnashing the teeth. All right, when that hellfire come down, yeah, you're going to feel that weeping and gnashing the teeth, but you're not going to be burning forever and ever, and it's never going to stop. It's just not in there. All right. Because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are in agreement. Yeah, it's extreme sin, degradation of sin. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we have hid ourselves. All right. All right, so this hell thing that you're going to burn forever, and you get that from fucking TVs, movies, and modern stuff. But the Inferni, that was never taught by Moses. That was never taught by any of the wise men of Israel. That it was like a secret, and then Jesus Christ revealed hell in the New Testament. Because nowhere in the Old Testament does it teach that you're going to burn in a subterranean place because you sinned and you didn't accept the Father. Then when Jesus Christ was revealed, then you didn't accept him, so you burn in hell forever and ever. And you never stop burning. It's not in the scriptures. All right. Is anywhere, where did I miss? Did I forget to read anything? All right, let's read another one. Habakkuk 2:5. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeneth his desire as hell and is as death. Yeah, hell is it mean the grave. Enlarging desire as the grave and is as death and cannot be satisfied. All right, so it's using this word grave. Well, grave should be there. His desire as the grave, and he and is as death. All right, there's a lot of people that die every day. So hell's never full, or the grave's never full. All right, because people always die. All right. So you see Hell, you start getting, oh shit, inferno. All right, what else we got? All right, let's go to the New Testament scriptures, then we'll wrap it up. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? All right, let's look that up. G1067. So that means if is that Yahushua? So when was the Lord ever taught by his parents or by the doctors and lawyers or his ancestors that you're going to burn in hell forever and ever? When was the Messiah taught that? So this is a secret that he received from the Father. Gehenna. This is the fire, the Ash valley, the valley of the fire of Hinnom, or valley of lamentation. So this is valley, the lamentation. Well, that's a Greek word, but it goes back to the Hebrew word valley, Gaya, and Hanam, which means valley of lamentation. All right, Gehenna of fire, or Ash, Gaya Hanam. This was originally the valley of Hinnom, south of Jerusalem, where the filth of dead animals of the city were cast out and burned, fit symbol for the wicked and their future destruction. That's a good definition. It doesn't say that they're going to be burning in hell and burning in this fire forever, though. It just doesn't say it. All right. Now it says everlasting punishment. It's added that there. All right. So you're going to go there and then you die. Like you stop moving. If you go to the valley of lamentation, valley of Hinnom, you die and your spirit goes to the Father. Nowhere does it say that you're going to just be sitting there burning, getting ripped apart like Hellraiser movies. All right. Anything that says that's added. That was never taught anywhere. There's no evidence of that ever being taught. All right. Moses received the laws. All right. So laws can be transgressed, means to go over the limit thereof, pass beyond the point. So if that was true, that you burn in inferno, your punishment was inferno, then Moses would have said it. He would have said, okay, if you commit adultery, you're in danger of inferno. It doesn't say it. You're in danger of going to Gayahanam, and you're going to be there for a trillion infinities. And where the hell I'm going to read between the lines that define that? I'm going to read between the lines. I'm going to extrapolate and get that. I'm going to burn an inferni for infinity. So what lines I got to read in between? So was this a new doctrine that the Messiah made up? Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? All right. So when Yahushua said it, G1067, he said the valley of Hinnom. How can you escape the valley of Hinnom? All right, because in the future, what? They were going to be in Great Babylon, and that valley, that fire is going to come down and burn their ass up. The Yahushua never taught, the Messiah never taught that fire is going to come down. They're going to be in there roasting forever. All right, because as it is written, all Israel shall be saved. The deliverers come out of Zion and turn away transgressions from Jacob, roughly paraphrasing. All right. That roughly paraphrasing, like, we get that from the apostles, that phrase. All right. So this everlasting punishment. What the fuck? Yeah, okay. Everlasting punishment to what? To the wicked. Esau, Edom. All right. His kingdom is never going to come back. And then Esau going to be burnt the hell up. All right. But this everlasting punishment, hell, like, again, this is nowhere does it connect that your soul or some facsimile thereof or a flesh soul is going to be burning on a spiritual hell or a physical hell. All right. The hell that Esau going to be burning up the fuck up in, and other nations is going to be a mental and slavery. All right. The expression, I'm going to put hell on you. All right. And that's how it's used. It's used that way in the scriptures. All right. The sorrows of hell can pass me about. There we go. David just used it. I'm gonna put hell on you. Psalms 18:5. The sorrows of hell can pass me about, and the stands of death prevented me. Yeah, destruction, death, pain, and suffering. Nowhere did David ever teach that you're gonna burn in hell forever and ever. All right. So when Yahushua said that, how can you escape the damnation of hell? He wasn't saying you're gonna burn in hell. You're gonna burn in an inferno forever and ever. He just mean when the time for Babylon to be destroyed, you're gonna be in it, and you're gonna get that fire. All right, nuclear didn't exist back then. In the future, you're gonna get that fire. All right, and if you repent, you will escape from it. Ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? All right, or it could have said fire of hell. All right, because there are prophecies about fire destroying the wicked. Now let's get one. Let's get fire hell. Let's see what comes up. Now, we did Deuteronomy, Matthew. I think we did this yesterday. All right, but I say unto you, we'll do it again. We don't need to get new scriptures. We can read the old ones. That whosoever is angry with his brother without cause now, without cause, that's the point, without cause, all right, shall be in danger of judgment. And if a brother fucking up, you're going to be angry at him, all right? It says without cause, all right, in danger of judgment. And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of counsel. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, thou shalt be in danger of hellfire. So did Jesus Christ teach hell? That you're going to burn in fiery grave, a fiery subterranean pit? If you do this, you are going to burn and you don't repent. You are going to burn in a lake of fire, which is Babylon, America. And your body's going to die and your spirit is going to return to the Father. All right, who gave it. All right, and yeah, and that completes that one. In Matthew, I think I read this yesterday. Matthew 18:9, and if thy eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. And this is a brother in your church. It is better for thee that it is better to enter into life with one eye, all right, then you're not going to enter into the kingdom of heaven with one eye. It's an allegory. Rather than having two eyes be cast into hell, yeah, because that other brother's going to spoil, like one rotten apple spoils the whole bunch. All right. Because if he's going off, you're allowed to go off. You're guilty. You're just as guilty as that man. And you'll receive the same damnation. All right. Hell fire. So did Jesus Christ teach hell? It's not his name. His name is Yahushua. All right. Mashiach, the Messiah. Or Hamashiach, the Messiah. Hellfire this is a future thing that's going to happen. It's going to happen to Babylon. All right. There's nowhere else where this is going to happen. It's going to happen to Babylon. It's going to happen to the land of Israel. All right. It's not going to consume the whole earth. All right. Because the earth is going to be inhabited. This is where the kingdom of heaven is going to be, on earth. Earth will be rejuvenated, but Babylon is going to be a smoke for a very long period of time. All right. So when we learn about hell, there's a lot of things you got to learn about around this hell doctrine. But I hope you can see it. Let's see. And death and hell were cast to the lake of fire. So we know hell, it's not talking about purely a subterranean inferni. All right. It depends on how it's being used. The root is the grave, death, destruction, without hope, away from the powers, the righteous gods, the righteous Yahweh and the Yahushua, away from the righteous people. All right. It says that death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. All right. And that's what for the Israelites. All right. So destruction, death, pain, suffering is going to die here in America. Okay, the lake of fire is going to be here in America. All right. This is the second death. So once America is destroyed, there will be no more death. Well, according to the Christians, then hell is going to end too. There's going to be no more hell. So they have to point out, so here, this means subterranean torment and inferni. But yeah, but another place, it just means pain and suffering is going to end. Or whatever they probably want to say. They probably won't even answer the question. They probably say, well, that's a question I've been asking myself for years. Some shit like that. All right, anywhere else? So hell only shows up in Revelation one time. Isn't that interesting? Let me do that one more time, just in case. Just in case. In case I'm wrong. Okay, no, right there. I had a different hell in or something where I didn't click forward. So hell shows up only 4 times in the book of Revelation. All right. So Yahushua says he has the keys of hell and death. All right. And I looked, and behold, and hell followed with them. Yeah, so it means destruction, pain, suffering. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead. Yeah, the grave, which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And they were resurrected. They came back. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And so there will be no more pain and suffering and death for the Israelites. All right. But the other nations will still experience death and hell. All right, which these are conditions. All right, state of mind, state of body. They will be in slavery, suffering. They will be in torment, in slavery, suffering. All right. What else? In death and hell. Let's look up Revelation 20. Hell's going to be. What do you think is going to be there? and death and hell were cast to the lake of fire. Probably Hades. Hades? Hades? Am I right? G86? Yep, Hades. All right, so we know it's not talking about Greek mythology, right? Why are they giving us a Greek mythology lesson right now? Outlinage of biblical usage? Seriously? Did they mess up there? Wait, did they say was Paul and Barnabas named one of those gods? Let's see. No, right? They were named Hermes and Jupiter. Well, Hermes and Mercury. And Zeus. Yeah, Jupiter was Zeus. Yeah, Hermes and Mercury and Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. Mercury and Jupiter, which would be Hermes and Zeus in Greek, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so we're analyzing, like the apostle says, we're analyzing. When you look at it, Hades. So we're not. So they give us the Greek mythology lesson, which it's not supposed to be Greek mythology in the Bible, right? So outlinage of biblical usage. Why the hell is it under? Why would you mention Pluto, the god of the lower regions? Outlinage of biblical usage. Y'all saying that? Okay. Orcus, the netherworld, the realm of the dead. What the hell are they? Why is that there? See, the blue letter, like the apostle said, the blue letter goes off. These people are fucking crazy. This is not the outlinage of biblical usage. Later use of this word, the grave, death, and hell. Okay, this is scratch hell. Hell means to cover. The grave and death. The grave and death. The grave and death. All right. And it can allude figuratively to pain and suffering, because before you go to the grave, you in death you'll feel pain and suffering. But this whole thing that they're going to be feeling pain and suffering without end forever is insane. And there's one more precept. I think I went over that yesterday or the day before yesterday. And they have no rest, day nor night. Okay. Rest, day, night. Then we'll wrap it up. So I'm analyzing the scriptures. Analyzing. Right there, 14. And they rest not. So it's from chapter 4 and 14. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes, and they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 which was and is to come. Service. All right? Service. Okay? These angels do not rest. Revelation 4 and 8. Revelation 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. The smoke of their torment, not your spirit. You're going to be flamed and hell razored for eons times infinity to the 100,000th power, right? No. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever. All right? Because when Babylon and America is destroyed, it's going to be a great big fire. All right? It's going to be smoking. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. All right, so this doesn't void the other prophecies by Yahushua saying this. Well, John, this is a revelation of Yahushua by John. All right, so these are not people that are in torment on fire forever, but these are people that are in torment as slaves. They're slaves. All right, it's the only thing you could be talking about. Because if this means that they're going to be burning forever and ever if you don't accept Jesus Christ, Cesare Borgia, that means that who's going to be slaves? Where are the slaves at? All right. The slaves will be in torment. All right. That's what Esau, Edom, and the other nations. All right. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast in his image and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. And this is not an absolute, because you're going to have Israelites that are going to take the mark. All right. So they're not going to be in torment. All right. The heathen, the actual heathen, they will be in torment and in slavery. All right, being someone's slave, getting smacked upside the damn head, you are in torment. That's torment. All right. So if you are unfortunate enough to receive the hellfire, then your spirit gonna get released to the Father. All right. So there is no scripture that says you're gonna burn in hell forever and ever. All right. So the smoke of the torment sent up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image. So if you take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip, all right, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name, all right, these are referring to the other nations. All right. The Israelites that take the chip, all right, either you're going to be burnt up in the hellfire, or the scriptures don't actually say if you're outside of America, all right, and the nuclear fire don't hit you there, you know. It doesn't say, all right, what's going to happen to them. But here, the worshipers of the mark, that they take the mark, you know, to eat, to buy, and sell, all right, they're going to be in torment. It doesn't say torment here, all right, but not having any rest is torment, all right, because they're going to be double time, like how we were in slavery. What they say, can't see morning, can't see night, bringing in reaping the fields. That's the punishment that they're going to receive. That's why they're not going to have any rest day nor night. All right. You know, whosoever is not a universal thing for everybody on earth. All right, it takes the mark, because the elect of Israel, well, 2/3 of Israel and the Israelites that are outside of America that take the mark are not going to be in torment and not having no rest. All right. You got to have a spiritual eye to see this. I mean, it's simple to me because I can clearly see it. All right. It's clear as day. Like Hawkeye vision, the best vision with none of the weaknesses. All right. I can see near, far, better than whatever the best vision is. All right. You got to have a spiritual eye to see that it fits the correct formula for the Israelites being the special people of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and that will contradict that formula, because it clearly tells you that all Israel shall be saved, and that the promise that he made to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob cannot disannul. It's impossible. So for Israelites to be not resting day and night, so that doesn't make any biblical logical sense. It's clear to see. No Israelite is going to be being toiling in trouble in the kingdom. No Israelite is going to be toiling in any trouble after America's completely burnt up and the judgment, the rebels is purged and all that. After that happens, there's going to be no more Israelites that are going to be a problem. All right, but the other nations, they still going to be a problem. They're going to be in the damn fields, reaping the harvest. And our harvest is going to multiply 1,000,000-fold, whatever number. All right, it's going to multiply. They're going to be having plenty of work to do. All right, so there's a lot there. So you got to understand the basics to understand. Well, really, you just got to have the Holy Spirit, really, because you cannot understand the basics and then receive what I'm saying, but eventually you're gonna have to go back to the basics. And Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the promises, and the other nations, being our slaves, it's part of the promise. All right. It's part of the promises. What did the Most High Yahweh say to Abraham? He said, see this land, all of this is going to be yours, and you're going to multiply the stars of heaven. So extrapolate from that. You're going to mass delete hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people, and you're going to make them hewers of wood and drawers of water. And you'll be cracking them upside their head. All right. So when Yahweh said that to Abraham, he was saying that was a loaded statement that he made, a loaded promise. You guys, you really don't know the scriptures, all right? That say that you're gonna have Israelites. Not one Israelite is gonna be toiling in trouble, all right? After those prophecies are fulfilled. You're going to have a lot of them getting burnt up. And a spirit going to get released to the Father. You're going to have certain rebels. The scriptures talk about purging out the rebels. All right. But after that, I don't see another scripture or verse where it says that Israel is going to be in any trouble whatsoever. That are not of the elect. Because obviously the elect are not going to be in any trouble. Completely righteous, clean, free from any fault. But you're going to have certain Israelites that are going to be transgressors and going to be punished. Some of them are going to get hit with the hellfire. Then the rest, they buy some chariot fire. All right. So that has been, it's my second one on hell. I believe I did touch it in my last video or video before. All right. Hope you can digest that. Shalom.